Welcome to Austin, Texas. It's been 2 years since we've seen you all live. I was thinking about what are the things that I missed most about not having a live event, and one of them was the beautiful line around the block.
It's writer-centric. It's a festival that entirely supports and nurtures writers. Most of the people in the theater tonight, or many, will be writers.
I'm freaking out. I'm so excited for the crew. This is where we want to be, to listen to all the screenwriters talk about my film. Even if they hate it, I just want to hang out with them.
I would definitely start telling people, like at the local bar and stuff, that I was making a movie by September, because I felt like if I showed back up there in October and hadn't made a movie, that I would look really bad.
You don't want someone to change, like to do a 180, because that doesn't feel like real life. I always think of ending as being like a hard-earned, quiet triumph.
This is a festival that is truly unique. I'm biased, but is my favorite festival of them all because, whether it's a big fancy writer with a ton of credits or someone that's just starting out, everyone wants to talk to each other, everyone wants to encourage each other, and that truly is the case here.
I always go home inspired. I'm ready to write something horrific.
Back at Austin Film Festival, meeting the people, and it's amazing times. Everyone's having fun.
Being in person at a film festival is amazing.
From Canada, from the US, all over the world.
That kind of energy, watching it on the big screen, there's nothing like it. Never should go away, so I'm happy to be back.
I really love humanity and humans. I'm a little scared to interact with humanity and humans. And so, you write the world that you imagine would exist if you were less scared to interact with it.
My path to Pixar runs directly through the Austin Film Festival.
There's like times where you're not even killing your darlings, they're just being like murdered in front of you because they're just like, you're just kind of like love a scene and they're like, oh, I think that goes in episode 9. You're like, no, episode 9 doesn't deserve that scene. But like it ultimately like makes, sense.
Invariably, you get to a point where you've gotten all sorts of notes from very smart people and they all make sense. And yet the script is still not working. And so I always do this thing. I start a whole new file and I call it my draft, and it's the angry draft. I'm literally writing it in anger. And it's always the draft that gets shot.
It feels great to see a bunch of strangers watch my movie.
There's an energy that you feel when you're in a room of people, just even the vibration of the sound.
Feeling other people, feeling what you're feeling, just heightened stories in ways that you can't get watching something remotely.
When I turned 50, I was like, wait, wasn't I going to be a writer? What happened? And I had been writing, but I was a closet writer. I would just write and never show anybody. When I turned 50, I was like, you know what? I'm halfway done. I better show somebody. And 2 years later, I was in the Writers Guild. I will say to anybody out there, it's never too late.
Over the last 2 years, without The Good Place, without all of your stories and all the stories that I know are percolating in this room, I'm not sure everybody would have made it. I just want to remind us that our work matters so much, and tell your stories.
Wow, look at this. It's networking, it's being among your peers.
I mean, if you've ever tried to connect with somebody like a talking head on the screen, it's not the same as having a drink with someone or laughing next to someone.
I like meeting people that love what they do, so I'm excited to meet those people.
Don't be afraid to be tired at the end of the day. Make sure when you go home or go back to your hotel room, you're barely sliding in the bed and then get up in the morning and do it all over again. That is the only way to do the Austin Film Festival.
We worked like crazy on the scripts and we always shot the scripts. But then we would bring in just whatever funny people we could think of, just the funniest people we knew. And then we would just carve out time for them to just be them. I think that ultimately when you look back on the show, like that is part of what makes it feel so rich and alive.
You sit down and you're terrified and you start typing and you're afraid, you're afraid, you're afraid. The trick is you find something in that instant that's momentarily more interesting to your brain than your own fear.
I had the initial ideas, you know, just like the little seeds we all have a decade ago. It took us 7 years, right, to get it up the hill and made, and we worked on the script up till production and through production. Wow. So it was never finished, you know? I can't look at it anymore because I'll probably work on it.
The panels have been amazing.
The most talent in a room that I've experienced.
The person that's doing the thing you want to do, in the industry that you want to do it in, you can ask them that perfect question that they can only answer. You're a screenwriter and you're trying to write, like this is the place to be.